Hi, everyone. It's
Hi.
Barb and Jerry and our team. And I've hit the record button, but I'm basically just in charge of recording and posting tonight. So I'm going to shut up and get out of the way.
Can you mute us?
Oh, yeah. See, I always have to have somebody tell me what to do. Mute all.
Challenge accepted.
Ta-da. Jerry, you're still muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So tonight we're going to have two of our mini rock stars from last month talk to us about recruiting and having a high PV, and then we're also going to have some troubleshooting questions. So that'll be good. I think every month or two we need to go and do some troubleshooting stuff because that's kind of hard. So, well, Tanya, do you want to go first since you're in your van? Unmute yourself.
All right. So Jerry wanted me to get on here and talk about getting a high PV. And last month was an incredible month for me. And I just decided to kind of do some things that were different this time. You know, in the past, I've always gone straight for ambassadors. And I'm embarrassed to say that I probably paid for most of the people's sign-up fees that are on my team, just because I figure, hey, if I give them this big gift, then they'll feel obligated to stay on my team and they won't quit. Wrong. I've learned that the really, really hard, bad way. And so, you know, last year for me was all about grow, 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 go, go, go. Let's get there as quickly as we can. And, you know, we all want to be Jules, obviously, but I did it the wrong way. And I had to kind of just step back. December, I didn't do anything and just reevaluate, you know, what am I doing here? Where am I going? How do I go forward? And how do I make this work so that it sticks? And so last month, I wasn't much of a leader because I just focused on myself and doing personal growth and trying to figure out, okay, where do I go and how do I make this work? And so basically, I started messaging, you know, I'm doing the stacks. I work 12-hour shifts. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have zero time to do Plexus whatsoever while I'm at work. I do message people if they message me, but I'm not recruiting and doing stuff like that at work. I get home. As soon as I get home and walk in the door, my bedtime ritual takes 3 to 4 hours to get every kid in bed, homework done, medical procedures done, medication distributed. And by the time I'm done on work days, it's around 11:30 at night. And then it's me time. And that's usually wash the dishes, do a load of laundry, and take a bath if I'm lucky, and crawl in bed. But, you know, what's crazy about me is that since I have been on Plexus, I do have a lot of extra energy. And so when it is midnight, 12:30, I will actually message people. And that's when I do some of my best work, is that time in the morning, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, that's where I've been, you know, really going, okay, where can I find time? And so on my days off, I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, I have medical appointments. I have stuff going on. I lot out at least 2 hours per week where I'm dedicated to growing. And I'm doing nothing but Plexus. Hold on. Be quiet. And I'm, you know, doing nothing but doing Plexus stuff and, you know, really just focusing on what I'm, you know, what I'm, yeah. I have 3 special needs children and they're really complicated to get in bed too. But anyway, I'm just focused on what I'm trying to do for Plexus for at least 2 hours a week. I dedicate that time. And that may not sound like a lot, but you can get a lot done in 2 hours. And so what I have been doing is doing a post of some sort every single day. And in this post, I try to make it either personal. If it's not personal, then I make it educational. And I've actually gotten some customers and ambassadors just from doing those kinds of posts. And then at least one time a week, I try to do some sort of interactive post, whether it's a contest or whatever, a guessing game. And every single person that comments or likes, even the likes on those posts, they are potentials, because the people who are just liking, they just aren't brave enough to comment. So I'm sending people messages for all of those. And so, you know, like the contest I just did was a 7-day trial contest. And I said, pick a number between 1 and 100. Multiple guesses are allowed. Well, people went absolutely crazy. And they picked every number that there was. But I found 2 people that I thought, okay, they could win and they would do it and they're going to be good. And they picked the same number. And so I gave 2 away, which you may think, oh, I can't give 2 away. That's $40. But here's the deal. These trials that you're buying, so I try to go in, I buy 5 trials. That's $100. I do that at least twice a month with each paycheck that I get. And so that right there is 200 PV. And that doesn't count my products that I'm getting for myself too. So that's in addition to that, which is 300 PV. So right there, I've already made 300 PV. And you may think, that's terrible. I don't have that kind of money. Well, here's the deal. With those trial packs, I'm not giving them away. I am selling them. I refuse to give anything away anymore. The only people that get things for free from me from now on is people who win a contest, and that's it. So everything else I sell. And I sell it for more than what I bought it for. So those trials cost me $20. I sell them for $24. And I just pitch it away where they have no clue that they aren't, getting a really great deal. I'll just say, hey, thank you so much, guys, for so-and-so for commenting or participating in my contest. I'm so excited that you played along. I would absolutely love to get one of these trials in your hand. So I'll make you a deal. I'll send you this trial for $24, which is my cost. And I'm going to pay your shipping. Isn't that a sweet deal? And then I don't even say, do you want one or can I, or anything like that. I'll say, send me your address and I'll get this in the mail today. Or sometimes I will say, can I send you one? And every single person that I've sent that to has said yes. No one has said, oh, I don't have $24. Nobody's said anything like that at all. And so I just made, $4 on that person. I sold them a thing and I get the PV for it too. So that is how it's growing. And it's not as fast. I'm not signing ambassadors straight up off the bat. I'm not signing preferred customers right off the bat. But it didn't matter because I guarantee you by the time they finish the trial, they are going to sign up. So the week that Jerry and I and all of us did that trial, every single person that did the trial signed up as a preferred customer. Every single one of them. And then the next week I did one with Bridget, and it was just me and Bridget, and we had some other ambassadors, but they didn't participate. And I took a day, she took a day, and every single person that was in that one also signed up too. So, and not everybody is signing up and getting the triplex. Some people are just signing up and getting BioCleanse. Some people are just signing up and getting Edge. But you know what? That's a preferred customer, and that is going to make you money. And I guarantee you, they're not going to just take that. I had one person that signed up for ProBio for their child. She turned around and I put her in the trial. Said, you're not taking anything. You just got ProBio, but that's okay. I'm going to put you in this trial so you learn more about it. She's now an ambassador. And, it's just people are gun shy. And putting people in these groups that we're doing next week, this is key. I'm telling you. I started doing these trial groups way before they were cool. I did them last summer with Melissa, and I did one with Shanna. And that is what got those girls really going last summer. That's what got Melissa going. They are so good. And really, I think it's great that we're doing this in the HPP, and it's going to be awesome next week. But I've already looked, there's like 400 people in there right now. It's huge. And I think that's good. But here's the deal. When you're adding people to these groups, if you're not the one commenting and you've got people in there, they may not pay as much attention because they don't know these people. So after we do this big one, I personally think it would be good for people to kind of split off a little bit and do them, pair up with smaller groups. So that way, everybody that, is putting people into the trials has a chance to comment and, tell their story more so than what we're going to be able to do in this 1 week that we have all these people in it. So anyway, that's basically what I'm doing. It's no rocket science, but that's how I got my PV so high, is by doing the trials and then having so all those people have paid me twice now because they bought a trial and now they've all signed up and they did it all in the same month. So they've actually spent way more money had they just signed up straight off the bat. But that's okay. They don't even think about it like that. Nobody thinks about it like that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, and it's working, and it's fun, and it's not, I'm not growing exponentially into the next rank like I, was before, but the people that are joining now, they're going to stick. I'm being really diligent about following up with them. I think that is such a key thing to this, because before I give them that little rote statement, okay, you take this, you do this, you do this, and I'd send that to them. Good luck to you. And I check up on them in a couple of weeks. No. You have to check on your people before they ever get those products in their hand. You look at their shipping. When are they going to get it? Okay, do not start this until I tell you what to do. Because I had a person who she messaged me and she goes, I got it all. I took it all of it, just exactly how the bottle said. No. So you have to walk your people through it, because they have no clue. They're not going to listen to you, and they're not going to read what you send them. You really need to say, okay, tell me what you're doing. I always start out with a poop conversation. Tell me about your poop. Okay, let's get that going. Let's fix that. And then once we get your poop fixed, then you can start your probio. I walk them through it, and it's more cumbersome, but it's working because nobody's quitting. And all these people that signed up last month, I've already got over 900 PV now, and that's customers that have renewed just from last month. So that's what I'm doing. No, it's not rocket science, but that's what's working for me.
Awesome. Thanks, Tanya. Will you share with the rest of them what you do with the people that get triplex, and why you start? Well, you already said they have to poop first. They have to get everything out first. So can you tell them like how you do your talk?
So basically, I'll say, okay, yeah, you got your product. So I need shape, color, consistency, and frequency of your poop. And they all say, are you serious? I said, yep, I'm 150% serious. So they're like, I don't think anybody's ever asked me that question, but they tell me. And depending on the shape, frequency, color, and consistency of their poop, that is how I tell them what to start with. So let's say a person says, oh, I haven't pooped for a week. I say, okay, well, you're going to take one BioCleanse today. You're going to take another one tomorrow. I guarantee you're going to get up to 4. But I want you to take just an extra one each day so that you don't have horrible cramps. If you tell them to take 4 at once and they haven't pooped for a week, they are going to hate you because they're going to get horrible cramps and they're going to be on the pot and they're going to be miserable. So you've got to go gentle, go slow, but do not let those people touch their ProBio 5 at all until they pooped every single day for 5 days in a row. Once they've done that, then you can start them on the ProBio 5. If you start them too soon, they're going to get cramps, they're going to get constipated, and they're going to get bloated, and they're going to think, oh, this is not working, and they're going to gain weight, and they're going to say, oh, Plexus is terrible. It's happened more times than I can count to people that I know. It's because you have to poop. You've got to get all that stuff out first before you start trying to kill the bad. You got to get the stuff that's already in there out. So anyway, make sure your people poop. As far as the pink drink, you can go ahead and start that immediately. Obviously, we're doing these trials. There's nothing wrong with that. But do not let them start their ProBio 5 until they have pooped every single day for 5 days straight. And then start it. And then you want to go really, really slow. 1 ProBio 5 per day for a week to 2 weeks, and then 2 for a week to 2 weeks. If during that time you want to check on them, if their poop is slowed down once they start the ProBio 5, and it will up their cleanse. So make sure you do that. And you tell them, there's no magic formula in the beginning. We're going to be adjusting this all the time until we get it right. And then once we finally get you right, you'll be fine. You won't have to adjust it so much. But it's just, you got to play with it all the time to get it right for everybody. Everybody's different. And
you're telling them with BioCleanse to take 1 in the morning. And then if they don't go to the bathroom, take 2 the next morning. If they don't go to the bathroom, take 3 the next morning. If they don't go to the bathroom, take 4 the next morning, like together.
Right.
Because I think that's a little different than what we were telling them, like 2 in the morning and 2 after lunch. But you want them all banging at the same time.
I personally do it all at the same time because, I know Bridget, she's different. She tells people to poop 2-3 times a day. I don't. I don't like pooping 2 or 3 times a day. And I know most people don't like to poop 2 or 3 times a day. And so I feel like if they can just have that one magical moment in the bathroom per day and feel really good, then my kids are in the car, they think.
Their mom is so cool.
But anyway, if they can just go 1 time a day and be done with it, then that's really, that's great. And y'all would agree, would you not?
Brayden. Awesome. Okay. So are you good? You gonna share anything else? We good right now? We'll go to Kristen. Okay. Kristen, unmute.
Hello. We're talking about ambassadors, right?
Yes, you're up. Because you had how many last month? 5?
Yes. 6, I think. 6.
Yeah.
Basically for me, it's just been forming that relationship. So starting off my conversations, if it's from a cold message or someone I know, just making sure I'm asking a lot of questions and waiting and listening more than trying to, because at the beginning I was trying to pew plexus on them and no one was responding to that. So now I'm just, what is your biggest health concern, and asking questions a lot more than giving them information. And then knowing when to bring up the business is also key. If they're talking about things being too expensive or wanting to take more than one product, then I know that it's going to cost them more, and I'll probably mention the business at that point. But I always say that if they're going to order the triplex, that Ambassador Wholesale is the best way to go, just because of the price. And that they never know if someone will most likely ask them what they're doing and, get 2 to 3 friends, and you can get your own products paid for. So lots of messages, lots of follow-up. I mean, sometimes it's following up every single day with people, even offering to jump on the phone with them and put it in the computer for them, anything I need to do to get them to put it in the computer. That's the biggest thing. Did you have a specific question?
No, I didn't. But you did so great last month, so I wanted to give you a chance to tell us. And it's so much about relationships and just sticking with people. I am somebody who is pretty extroverted, and I like to have, lots of conversations, and I'm very relational. So that's easy for me, but it's harder for some people who are more introverted to actually reach out to people. So I know that's something that some people struggle with, and that's okay. It's just something of your personal growth that you're going to have to work on, and that's cool too. So I like what you both have said. I appreciate that so much. And now we need to keep the people. Like, that's what we need to be working on. And I love that Tanya is qualifying them. I think that's so smart to qualify them, to make sure that they actually stick around, because it doesn't do us a whole lot of good to get excited and pay for somebody's signups to get on, and the next month nothing happens. That doesn't do anybody any good. It doesn't do them any good. It doesn't do us any good. And so we need to work better at really following up with people, sticking with them, making sure they're going to the bathroom, as uncomfortable as that can be. But it needs to be done. So I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, you have a question, Tanya, too. Go ahead, Barb.
With Kristen, this is something I've encountered, and like I said, I've been at this 2.5 years, and I haven't found a solution to it yet. I'm just wondering if you've encountered it yet, where somebody represents up front that they want to work the business. So you kind of look at what they're doing and you think, yes, we're going to go ambassador because you're interested in working the business. Because I've really tried to focus on, if you don't want to work the business, I make more money if you're a preferred customer. I get my bonus on my this and that. And I have these people that are telling me, yes, I definitely want to work the business. So we decide to go ambassador. And then they go, yeah. I didn't think so. So I wonder, are you hitting that yet? Or people that commit, they're going to order 100 PV and then they just order slim?
Absolutely. I am making sure that they're ordering 100 PV. I don't even mention ambassador anymore. Because I do have people, especially with the BioCleanse and the ProBio, when we're starting them off slow, then they were gung-ho about the triplex to begin with, but then the second month, they're not wanting to order more because they're, have a ton left. So now I'm also trying to get them to think of other products to add on, like Edge or Block, or
even the X Factor vitamin is a good one.
Right.
But yeah, and that's why I said I've kind of struggled with that. I said that of the 3 people I had month before last, 2 of them said they definitely wanted to work the business, and then as soon as they signed on, they're like, yeah, I mean, they're ordering their 100 PV, so I'm getting 5 points for that.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, I would make more money with them as preferred customers.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I
Yes.
said kind of what Tanya's saying is qualifying them as preferred. You get your bonus based on the product they're ordering, and it helps your PV for commission. So it's just like I said, I just kind of wanted to bring it up because it's a challenge.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
had
and last month I was trying to rank up.
yes,
So
makes a difference too.
this month I knew I would have a different strategy, and what I need now to balance out those ambassadors, I need more preferred customers
Right.
this
And
month.
then
Yeah, and I agree that from silver to gold, I mean, your shift is a little bit different than from gold on, or to get to silver. That's going to be a little different because gold is so difficult to eventually get there. But once you hit it, then you really can start strategizing on who is best in which area. So
work on keeping them. Once you hit gold, the last thing you want is the next month for them, half of them to not hit PV, because then you don't get gold points again, and then that's frustrating because we've all been there.
We've all been there. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yep.
it is frustrating.
Really, and like Tanya said too, to be in contact with them, whether they're a customer or an ambassador, be following up. How are you taking your products? How are things going? And I've really been very focused on that myself. So, all right.
Well, and I'm telling people too, if you are not willing to do this for 60 to 90 days, it's not your time. Like, I'm telling them that, because if they're going to go do this for 30 days and then quit on me, I mean, are they really committed to trying to change their health? No, they're not. So I really stress that, nothing happened for me until 60 days. And then it started happening. So to hear that, I think a lot of people get real excited and they hear people say, in 3 days, I had mental clarity and I was sleeping. And like, if you don't do that on the 3rd day, that's why we have to keep our expectations so low, because not everybody's the same. If they don't have that on the 3rd day, they're going to quit on you. If they've heard that, like if you say, hey, you haven't felt anything yet? It's day 3 and nothing, they think that it's not working. So we just need to keep stressing that you've got to give it a good 60 to 90 days.
And I was going to ask Tanya about weight loss too, because I'm having a lot of people who in January joined for weight loss. And it's, they had a good amount maybe in January that they lost, inches or pounds, but now they're not. So they're wanting to quit because they think, well, I can just do this with diet and exercise and not spend $100 a month. So I'm not sure how to solve that issue yet.
Are they taking Accelerator or Boost or anything?
Most of them, no, just Triplex.
Yeah, here's what I noticed too, because we were pushing Triplex on everybody at the beginning. Like if they say they want weight loss, I'll say, okay, do either Triplex and add something, or you want to just do Slim and Block or Accelerator. Like I'm not even, because Triplex, it takes so long to work your way up. And when you hit 4, ProBio, then you're really starting to move and shake, but that might take 8 months to get there. It took me a long time to get 4. But if you give them another weight loss product, then they'll start seeing something more. So just keep that in mind too, because Triplex is so slow when you start working.
And I think you really need to talk to them too about what they're eating.
Yeah.
I have so many people that go, I took it, I didn't lose any weight. I'm like, well, I didn't lose any weight this month either, because I was going through the McDonald's drive-thru. This isn't a miracle. This is not a miracle product. This is a tool to aid.
Right.
You have to take some action your own self. Like I said, I've been doing this for 2.5 years. If just taking the product every day caused you to lose weight, I would have to jump around in the shower to get the water to hit me. That is not happening. Yeah, but I said, people are like, well, I'm like, well, what'd you eat? Seriously? So, I think we have to educate them too about, if your goal is weight loss, what eating plan are you following along with these tools to help control your appetite and this type of thing, and to give you more energy. So I actually met with somebody today, and he's like, well, what if you don't change your eating habits? I go, probably nothing's going to happen. Your gut health is going to be better, and your cholesterol numbers may still be better, but it's not magic. You're not going to lose weight. Here's my Fine. Go ahead, talk
It
about
doesn't help that there's some testimonies out there that are like, I exercise, I didn't eat different pounds. And I'm like, you are a liar. That's what you are. You're a liar. Yeah. So, hey, Tanya, there's quite a few questions. Would you mind like looking through those and answering them? Can you see them?
food questions.
Yeah, so poop. Color. If y'all, it's okay. It's okay to talk about poop, I promise. Color is, if it's brown, if it's light brown or yellow, that is new poop. That's good poop. That's the color you want it to be. That means that they've emptied their colon, and this poop that they're having is brand new fresh poop, and that's what you want. If your poop is black or really, really dark or tarry, that is old poop. That means it's been in there for a while, and so you want that poop out. So that's why, Brayden, 14-year-old boys kill me. Okay, anyway, you want that poop to come out you want to make sure they get that out. So whenever they start their probio, their poop needs to be light brown before they start it. If it's black and they're starting it, or dark, then that's not what you want. So there's some IA mamas on here, and we know all about poop. And fresh poop is yellow brown poop, and so definitely want your kids to have that. Let's see. I can't see these questions. Jerry, unmute yourself and read them to me.
Okay, they were from me, so obviously I'm the question asker. This is Kim.
Hey, Kim, first. Let me grab Linda's first because it was on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see hers.
I want to make sure hers doesn't move up in the feed. She sent a friend a 7-day trial, said the Slim gave her cramps and that she had to find a bathroom quickly a couple of times. So she didn't want to order more because of that. Have you ever had a problem, particularly just with Slim?
Not so much with Slim, but she needs to ask her how her poop was before she started Slim. If she was really going to the bathroom a lot, or if you have a person that's a thin person and they eat lots and lots of vegetables and that's all they eat, then they're already pooping, multiple times a day probably, and doing everything they're supposed to, because that's what you're supposed to do. But if they add something on like Slim that's got, a little bit of stimulant in it that they're not used to, well, then that's going to make you go. Like if I drink coffee, I go to the bathroom. Well, Slim has, 2% caffeine in it. It's got green bean coffee extract. It does have some properties in it that are going to make you poop. So it's not that much, and it doesn't do that much to most people. But if you have a person that's already pooping like crazy and they take that, yeah, they're going to have diarrhea. So have I had that very often? No, but it can.
Would you suggest they try a half a pack of Slim instead of the whole thing?
A half a packet, yeah. Half a packet and more water, definitely. So a lot of, some people tell their people, like, I'm in this group right now that's doing a trial, and it's with some sidelines from Alyssa. And they are telling their people to drink it in 6 to 8 ounces of water. Yeah, I could not. I don't know how people do that, but some people do. But that's really super concentrated. And so I tell my people 12 to 20 ounces of water, because it's more spread out. It's not quite so concentrated. It's not going to hit their gut all at once. And they shouldn't have such bad side effects. And so if you have a person that's super sensitive to it, definitely increase the water that they're mixing it with and do half a packet instead.
Great. And then Kim, you want to go ahead and jump on with your questions? I could read them all for you, but some are about color. You're talking about shape and size too.
I didn't mean to butt in. I didn't see her
No, you're good.
question.
You're good.
Cam, you're muted.
Kim, you're muted.
That's bad.
There you go.
You want to hear me too? That helps. I'm sorry. In the beginning, you were talking about shape and color and like you said, you asked them, tell me everything: shape, color, size, frequency. I've just been saying frequency.
Right.
And I also didn't know they needed to go once a day for 4 days before you started that. So I've been doing that wrong. So I didn't know if you could go a little slower on that part and explain how. And I get the color. You were saying black is bad, light brown is good.
Right. So, I mean, you just want to make sure that people are having soft, fresh poop. That's a lot of it. And so,
No one has ever said those words to me. Soft, fresh poop. This is the first time.
so you don't want anybody straining. You don't want their stool to be balls. If you're, my kids just think this is the funniest thing they've ever heard in their life. You don't want
I a little bit too.
it to be, I mean, you want people to really, a perfect poop is a long log that's soft, but formed. So you don't want like, spray bullet poop. You want, formed logs that are soft. That's basically what you want.
No goat poop. No sheep poop.
No. If they're sheep pooping, then they are constipated.
You want dog poop.
Yes, dog poop. Think dog poop. That's perfect.
Okay.
Think about puppy that just ate dog food. That's the kind of poop you want. And so that
I was raised on a farm. We want dog poop, not lamb poop, not pig poop. Dog poop.
Yes. So
I've never heard this.
So if you have poop like that, then that means that your colon is emptying every day, and that you're not got a lot of blockage going on, and that you're completely emptying things out every day. So that's what you want it to look like. And you need to go every day. You need to make this happen every day. And if it's not happening every day, then you're backed up. So that's basically it. And then, you want them to go every single day for at least, I say 5 days, not 4 or 5 days, because that ensures that, yes, they've got fresh, clean, good, healthy poop coming every day for 5 days. So if you start that ProBio 5, it's not going to cause horrible constipation. So if they've gone to the bathroom every day for 5 days, then they're good to go, and they can start the ProBio 5.
And what's your, how there's the magic message for getting people interested? What's your magic message for talking about poo with a lady you've gone to church with for 20 years who... I
have no qualms about talking about poop. I talk about it 45 times a day.
I don't.
So I'll just make it funny. That's just my personality. And I'll say, so... know each other so well. Why don't you tell me about your poop? And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm serious. I mean, that's what we do. We talk about poop. It's so important, and you need to go. Everybody does it. Don't be embarrassed. Just tell me about your poop and tell me. I want shape, size, frequency, and color. Lay it out, and don't be embarrassed. This conversation stays right here. Yes, that's what I say.
Well, and I think too, we can use Tanya. I think because we're not physician's assistants. Like Tanya's got her medical background, we can say, oh, I was talking to the physician's assistant on our team, and she says I need to ask you about this.
Yeah, totally. Totally is me.
Oh yeah, I'm going with Barb. Yes.
People let me tell you about my poop. So I said, I think we have to kind of use the backing. We've talked to the medical professionals on our team, and this is what they want us to know.
Okay, there you go.
Tara, can I just check in real quick? Did you want to ask Tanya anything? I know Tara saying that she's taking her 7-year-old to Children's tomorrow for poop issues. So we've got a physician's assistant here on the call if there's any questions you have.
Yes, actually, we're taking our son who's just turned 7 up to Children's for encopresis issues. We've been battling this since he was 2. That we think that's what it is. Do you think that my fear is that before we do any more Miralax and all that kind of fun stuff that we've tried, that we should have a scope done, either top or bottom or both ends. What would be your advice on that?
That's a tough one, because I don't like to hand out medical advice for kids that I've not seen. But,
sure.
Encopresis, I've seen a lot of kids that do have this, and a lot of times it can be stress, and it can be the fear of actually having a bowel movement, because they just have this strange fear that you and I don't understand. And You know, it could completely be mental. It could be, you know, that there's some sort of obstruction going on where they can't completely empty their colon like they need to. It's hard to know, but I do have a kid that was born with imperforate anus. So I know a lot about all the GI stuff, and I don't know where you're going, but I took my kid to Nationwide, and Dr. Levitt and his group was the one that took care of him. While I'm not a big fan of Levitt's, he is a great doctor. And basically, how they did their test, they didn't do a colonoscopy. I really wouldn't put a kid through a colonoscopy. You don't have to. But you can do an upper GI, you can do the contrast enemas, which are not pleasant, but it's not quite as invasive as a colonoscopy. Colonoscopy is a big deal.
Right.
You got to put a kid under anesthesia, and there's always risk of perforation and stuff like that. So less than 1 minute. So anyway, basically, I would get some imaging studies done of x-rays, probably not scopes. And then I personally have 4 children on BioCleanse. And it's safe and it's fine, and my pediatrician has told me it's fine.
Yeah.
So I think BioCleanse is much safer than Miralax if you want my personal opinion. But
Okay.
I couldn't say that because the Texas doesn't approve it. So this is not a compliant conversation. Don't repeat anything I just said.
Right. All right. Well, thank you.
All right, guys, I think our meeting's getting ready to shut off on us. So I want us to have a chance to thank everybody. Jerry, you want to chime in too?
Yeah, thank you guys for being on. I just got an email that convention contest prize levels, the points have lowered. So go check that out and see how close you are now. You're going to convention just soon. And I need to get a plane ticket. So, all right, guys, have a great night, and we will talk soon.
And April
club.
17th.
Book club next week.
Did you guys see that? April 17th, we're going to be able to watch this Dallas thing live when they're telling the jewels.
Yeah. Oh, if I have a second, on the 7-day trial for the next week, if you guys please post and please work with your people. Some of you have like 13, 15 people in this. You are to contact them every day, okay? So that's really important.
Yep.
All right, now I'm done.
You're awesome. Bye, guys. I'll
Bye, guys.
this and post it.
Okay.